What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Two Real Chicks podcast. I am one of the hosts, Aisha.
I am Lyah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Okay, cool. I thought I was muted and I guess I wasn't.
you.
Anyway, I'm Lyah, the realest chick of the two real chicks. Really,
Here
it's
she
really
is.
one it's really one real chick, and that's me.
Oh, Jesus
She
Christ.
just wanna call herself that. She ain't even got nothing that relates to real in her name. I
I can't.
have I
I
have
can't.
honestly in my name. So that makes me the realest one.
I have honestly. Okay, Leah. But today, y'all, is a very exciting episode, all caused by a disagreement with me and my man. Okay, and
They
we're gonna get
breaking up,
into
y'all,
that.
and it's so sad.
Right. We're gonna get into that. But first, let's get into like our Thanksgiving real fast, because that just passed. And basically what the hell we been up to, child. Because the episode itself ain't gonna be long for real for real. So I can start. Thanksgiving was cool. It was good. I cooked. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm not excited about Thanksgiving food because I'm more excited about Christmas, but it was very chill at the house. I didn't do too much. We was eating by 12. I was in a food coma by 2:30. So life was great. You know what I'm saying? Life was real good that time. Real nice.
Um, Thanksgiving was cool for me too. I
You had
will
a
say.
spontaneous one.
I said what?
You had a spontaneous one.
Well, yeah, I guess it was a bit spontaneous because I didn't know if we were gonna. Who is there a dog outside?
That's outside. That's
Oh,
me. Sorry.
because I didn't know if we were gonna have Thanksgiving because my mom and my sister were like, I really don't feel like cooking, which I understand. Like,
Yeah.
school's coming, school's ending, and you got finals, and then my mom's and my sisters they've been working, doing hair, and like working a job, so it's like who wants to stand on their feet all that time cooking? And it's like I get it,
Right.
but Thanksgiving wasn't really Thanksgiving. Um, excuse me, for me. Um, I didn't have any dressing, y'all. That's what I really wanted. Thanksgiving to me
I
ain't
didn't have
Thanksgiving.
none.
Thanksgiving ain't Thanksgiving without dressing. So I mean, I didn't get that, but I did have food. But people were saying though that Thanksgiving was like the Thanksgiving food had a little something extra in it because every after that one plate, motherfuckers was out and was like, you know what, I'm through. Like I, like
That's like it
I
here. Everybody
can't.
was asleep. After Anthony first played them, he was literally downstairs in the living room on the ground, sleep, snoring. And I was like, what the hell? It was crazy. The whole house was fine.
But I think honestly, I don't think it was the food. I think that no, listen, because this is my consistency. Y'all, she can't cook. It wasn't her food, but it's this is my consensus with everybody because everybody's been saying it. Everybody said that first plate took me out. Y'all, it's some extra that was in the food this year. I think that anyway, I think that what happened was everybody has been like working really, really hard all year and everybody's been really stressed out. And I think that the stresses of the world just made people's bodies tired.
Oh, wow.
So it feel no, I'm so serious because I feel like it made them feel as though the food has something extra in it. But it's like the
So Leah,
food is has
was his food just not hidden for you? Was it not
it was
it? Was
good. No, I'm saying this is what I'm saying for everybody else because everybody else was saying that one plate took me out. I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm saying people was like it's some extra in the food. I'm like, you know what? I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Yes, that it could have been that, but I also think that folks was just tired already. And like
Leah,
when
this
they got to
sounds so
things
bad.
when they got to Thanksgiving, no, listen, because the food was good. The food was good. When they got to Thanksgiving, I think after they ate that, whatever sleep they didn't get
They got it that
throughout
day.
this year, they got it that day. It wasn't an extra in y'all food, I promise. It was just that y'all body was tired and needed a
Oh
little
my god.
nudge. Food was
Leah.
good though. What?
I cannot with you. Oh my god.
What?
I hope he see this. Please send this to him.
I didn't say
He
his
gonna be
food was
like, that's how you feel,
nasty.
Liam.
I
You
didn't say his
Leah.
food was nasty.
No, you didn't. No, you did not. You did not at all. Oh, so Leah had a interesting Thanksgiving. That was interesting. Oh, did I tell them my job update situation? Have I
You
told them
did tell them about the fact that you got a job and that you um and that you started and all the things.
So I guess I haven't officially started yet, y'all, but I have all my paperwork done. That's all good. Tomorrow we have our official first meeting because everybody didn't get their paperwork. But your girl is still an employee. I just haven't started to work and I need this money in my pocket right now. Okay. That's all I want. Just the money. Just give me the money. That's all I'm asking for.
And I have finals, and I'm
boo, tomato.
tomato, throwing tomatoes. I have finals, and I am waiting for them to be over so that way I can sit my ass down.
Damn, and enjoy the holidays. Okay.
I'm tired. I am exhausted. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. But before we get into today's topic, y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I would tell y'all to go follow us on all our social medias, but we don't post enough on there for me to advertise it. I damn near feel like, why do we even have them, right?
Instagram. We post on TikTok.
We don't post on TikTok.
I posted that one last clip.
We don't post on TikTok.
2 clips ago.
We don't post on TikTok.
We don't
have a page just sitting there. We trash. We're just trash. So you can at least follow us over here because you know that we'll always be posting over here because we'll stream over here. Also, our schedule, our last episode before we go on our break will be on the 23rd.
Yeah.
The 23rd. That will be, or the 22nd, I think is what we agreed on. It'll be like 2 days before Christmas, so that'll be our last episode. Or we can even do it that Wednesday. Either way, it's gonna be a few days before. It's gonna be that week before Christmas, so that we can take that break, and we'll be back. Like
I think we said the 6th.
I think it's the 6th of January, so that's enough time for everybody to, have rested, and that will conclude season. We've been MIA because life and people keep forgetting that the episode is supposed to be airing on a certain day, and it slipped my mind, and I didn't want to do anything.
I was stressed out.
So I just didn't tell you that we weren't gonna do no episode or nothing, but it's cool, it's fine.
She didn't miss it. She wasn't ready no ways.
First of all, I was ready. I did work. I worked up until the time that I thought we were going to film. I occupied myself.
Yeah.
Then Sunday, we supposed to be did the episode.
I had to have a mental health day.
I said we ain't gonna do it. That's why I be saying she don't tell me. She don't tell me nothing.
I be stressed out my own.
I have to ask. Are we gonna do the episode? Oh no, y'all listen, girl. I just needed a mental health day.
It be like that. It's okay though.
No, it don't. Don't be like
I'm
that.
working on myself. That's all that matters. I'm working on me.
Y'all, she ain't working on herself. She's still the same old person. Look, do you see a difference from last week?
Yeah.
No.
I'm here.
No, you don't. You don't see a difference. It's the same person. Where's the work? Where's the progress?
Y'all don't understand. A lady be stressed out. It's okay.
Where's the progress? Ain't none.
Let's get to this damn episode.
Anyway.
Okay, y'all.
Because they about to break up over this topic, child. They was okay. I'm over exaggerating. They weren't about to do all that, but it caused a bit of discourse in the in our conversations that we were having. And so why don't I'm gonna let her, since it was her idea to kind of talk about it, or her respond the idea, we're gonna let Aisha talk to us about how we even got on the topic.
Okay, y'all. So Anthony and I, we have these views in this relationship of ours that I sometimes don't be feeling like we're on the same page. And he'd be like, no, I'm asking for the same thing. I want the same thing. But it don't be the same things. You know what I'm saying? So I was texting Lyah back and forth. We do audio messages because this child is easier. And she was hearing, our conversation, and he was hearing our conversation. And it kind of trickled over to both conversations saying the same thing. So we were saying, I don't want to just you tell me, oh, I'm ready to go as the man. Because, we kind of got to use keywords here on YouTube because y'all know. he was like, as a man, pretty much when I'm ready to go, I shouldn't have to flirt with you or, woo you to get you where you need to be. You should, pretty much come on, jump on me. Like, I'm ready. And it's like, no. Like, hell no. Fuck no. I'm not. I need you to like mush me up a little bit. I need to be wooed. I need to be, I'm a woman. Okay? I'm not always hot and ready like Little Caesars. So he was telling me, being my man, he feels like he doesn't have to flirt with me. If he wants to touch a boob, he'll touch a boob. If he want to grab my booty, he'll grab my booty. That's flirting in his head. And I'm like, babe, no, it's not. That's not flirting with me. Flirting would be like you come in and touching me gently and walking away. Because now I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have to like be aggressive with all your actions. Every action doesn't have to be aggressive when you're trying to be sexy with me. And in his head, flirting is just, I guess this like, just a thing he just can't do because he doesn't really flirt from what I think flirting is. So in my perspective, when a man flirts with me, he's gentle with me. I make this how would I say this example of how I feel when I'm with him, right? Y'all know how like Courtney here is a hoop. He's
Lord
like this big old elephant, and then he's holding this little dainty flower. That is how I feel with my man. And I love that I feel that way. I love that I feel feminine with him. But sometimes he treats me as if, and it's not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing, y'all. Sometimes he just treats me like, oh, you're my woman. Hear me roar. Like, I can touch on you. I can do whatever I want because you mine. And it's like, no, babe. Boo me, nigga, boo me. Like, be cute, be dainty with me, cause I want to feel like a little flower, like Horton here to fuck it up. So, I don't know. I feel like if we do cute things together. I like my forehead kisses. He's like, well, if I want to kiss you, I'll just put my tongue down your throat. Shit like that. And it's like, baby, it don't have to be that aggressive all the time. Just be cute with me. So, Lyah had her thoughts about it. Especially about the sex thing, because like if I am about to have sex with you as a man, he doesn't do this, but as a man, I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm hard, sit on me, or like,
first of all, this is the thing with that, before I forget, because she gonna talk all day. Don't never want to give anybody no chance to say nothing. Damn.
Let me drink water. I'm thirsty.
First, this is the thing. So the question here, I think that we're getting at is: should you still be flirting in your relationship? Do you still have to be Do you still have to be romantic when you are asking your partner for sex? Basically, this ain't made for kids, so I think we can still talk. We can talk, but not talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyways, and the answer to that question is yes. You do still have to woo me. Yes, you do still have to be romantic. Yes, you do still have to flirt with me, because at a certain point, I'm going to feel like you've gotten comfortable and complacent with the way things are, and now like you're not still pursuing me. And I feel like, first of all, don't say to me if having sex is what you want to do. People have to remember that foreplay is a thing.
It is.
Foreplay doesn't start when the second you want to have sex. It starts way before then. It starts the second that's what you want to do. I may not even be in the mood. And that's another thing too that guys have to understand.
Yep.
We're not in our minds, we're not even there yet. You have to, in order to get a woman's body going, you got to stimulate the mental and the emotional first. You cannot just walk up to me and be like, let's fuck. No, huh? Let's do what? But now, if you say let's eat food, that's something different, because I'm gonna go eat all day. I'm gonna eat some food all day. That's a plate of food. But when you're talking about my body and you're talking about doing that type of action that requires sensation and feeling and emotion, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got to stimulate me mentally first. You have to get me going, because it's there that your body will start to send, your brain will start to send certain messages to certain parts of your body to expand, or it will send messages to your body to expand things and to lubricate things and to make things get heavy, and you know what I'm saying, like all the things to get you ready for that type of interaction. And it's like, just because you are my man doesn't mean that you just get to tell me when we're gonna do it. Like, no.
Right.
First of
Like,
all, I
man,
might not even. You gotta
man's
want.
horny. Give me
You gotta
more.
make me
Like,
want to want. You gotta make me want you and desire
mhm.
you in that way. And it's funny that we're even bringing this up because I was having this conversation with a guy that I met on the dating apps or whatever. He's saying that if his needs weren't being met, that he wouldn't, uh, he wouldn't meet his woman's needs. I.e.,
What?
if his woman wasn't giving him sex on a regular, then if she relied on him for financial assistance or support, he wasn't going to meet those needs. And I said, you have to make a woman. I know that's a whole other story for a whole other day, but
Girl,
it
that's
relates.
a fucking topic.
That's a whole other story for a whole other day, but it relates because I'm like, you have to make somebody want to want. Oh, speaking of, anyways, you have to make somebody want to want you. And he said, well, you got to make me want to go to work. And I said, these bills is enough. Like, what you talking
Right?
about?
What the fuck?
Like, but I say all that to say, because I'm telling you, this is a whole other story for a whole other day.
Oh, honey,
That's got to be another topic. Guys
yeah.
and their audacity. I'm telling. Anyways, but like, I said all that to say, like I said, we're not always in the mood, but y'all may be in the mood. You may be ready. It starts when you wake up in the morning. If we're already in bed, so the least you could do is give me a tender kiss or a nice little touch or something like that, or send me a text message. If I'm a woman and men, it works both ways. It works both ways because men have to be not finesse, but men have to be stimulated as well.
Yeah, but you gotta stimulate your man as well. But let me add to that before you go too far. Let me add to that, right? So I remember in the beginning of me and Anthony's like talking stage, we hadn't started saying, "Oh yeah, this is mine. He's mine," right? And I told him, I was like, if you have given me hints, like I'm trying to bust the doors down tonight, okay? I am going the whole rest of that time before we even get started. I'm touching you. I'm going to hug on you. I'm going to kiss you gently. I'm letting you know I wanted to. It's gonna happen sometime today. We may be busy and out at the store all day, which we've done. We've did things all day, touched on each other, kissed on each other, hugged all up on each other, and it's like when that door closed tonight. Oh, honey, it's going down. Okay, it's going down. And I think sometimes women forget you gotta be cute with your man. Like, just because you doing all the things around the house, be cute with him. Let him know, like, honey, like you are deserving of me too. And it's not just like, oh, the woman's getting, because
no, it's a give and receive type of thing. And I just feel like guys, they forget that thing because we're always taught that they're not emotional creatures. They're emotional creatures, but they're not as emotional as a woman because women kind of feel they're not as emotional as they could be because of toxic masculinity, which is a whole other conversation that we could bring up, a whole other conversation, talk about it. They don't have that space to show their emotions and to be that way. And it's funny that and it's funny that we bring that up because I watched a video where Trevor Noah said men lack intimacy, and not the sexual kind, but the kind where it's just like where you want to be held or you want to be able to, because intimacy comes in all forms. So that kind where you can have a vulnerable conversation with somebody and you can actually talk about your feelings and let people know how you feel. The kind where when you walk up to your friends and you're like, hey, I just want a hug. Can you just give me a hug? You know what I'm saying? They don't get that. They don't have that. And so oftentimes they find their intimacy in sex because that's the only way that they know how to get the intimacy that like sense of touch or whatever that they're looking for. Yeah. Which I thought when he said it, I was like, it makes a lot of sense because you don't walk up to a guy and you be like, oh, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Because that people think that that's gay, quote unquote. Or you don't be like, hey, can you just hold me, dude? You be like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. That's weird for a guy.
Let me add to that. So when Anthony and I, became a couple or whatever, right? One day we was in the bed and I kind of like rolled over because he was already on his side. And he was like, cuddle me. And I was like, what? Because I had never heard a dude ask to be cuddled. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, girl, I want to be the big spoon. Well, I want to be the little spoon and you be the big spoon sometimes. And now it's kind of like a thing we do in our relationship. Like going to sleep, I know I'm waking up. Going to sleep, he's like cuddling me. Like waking up, I'm like cuddling him. That's me holding my man before he goes to work, before he, is about to start his day. Hell, even rubbing his feet, rubbing his back, like all of those things can let your man know, like, baby, I got you. Like, you can be my flower as well, and I can be Horton, okay?
And that's the thing. It's having that space to be able to be that vulnerable and being able to say, like, I like how when we are intimate, it's not always a sexual thing. I can be held and you not desire me in a sexual way. It's just I'm desiring your warmth or the touch of your body or your presence, or and it's something like that, and it works both ways. And it's just like that type of stuff gets lost. To tie it back into the topic, that type of stuff gets lost when you are in a relationship sometimes, because we often forget that intimacy isn't always sexual. Intimacy is conversation,
dates,
going out on dates, and like getting to know your partner and strengthening that bond that you have. Spending alone time with yourself is even intimacy in its own right. You know what I'm saying? Because that strengthens your bond that you have with you, and then once that bond is strong, you can tend to other bonds. But that's a whole other conversation. But to go back to what we were saying, like, in a relationship, I can't say that I've actually been romanced. And that's really what I'm excited for, to get into a relationship where somebody can love you, like truly love you, and like truly want to be with you, and like really want to do things with you. I've had guys that I've gone on dates with, like the one guy that I went on a date with, he was an engineer. I have not talked to him since because it just kind of fell off from there. He always felt like he had to do something extravagant in order for him to like date me.
You don't have to all the time.
And I said that's not the case with me all the time. Like I'm not a person who requires fancy dates all the time. I said, if you have to always do that, you'll never date me. You'll never ever see me.
Because
you're not gonna always have the money.
Person. Like
I am, and I'm really big on, and this is why I say you still have to romance your partner and like flirt with your partner a little bit, because I'm really big on experiences. I love a good gift. Don't get me wrong. I love to get gifts and stuff like that. But I am really big. I am my happiest when I am experiencing something. So a concert. Take me to a concert. Take me to a new city,
a jazz thing.
Take me to a new city. Take me to, if we go to a restaurant and we're eating, let there be some live music somewhere. Take me to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I like to do more than give gifts, because I'm always going to remember that experience, and I'm always going to remember how I felt, and like what, and the intimacy that was like embedded in that moment, as opposed to you giving me a gift and saying, oh, I remember that, here's the gift that I got you. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. All the love languages are my love language.
Hell, even going, like, I like going shopping. That's my thing. I love to shop. Okay, your girl shop till she drop, literally. I love going to a store with Anthony, and we not even necessarily looking for something. Like, we love going to a furniture store and just be like, oh my God, that'd be nice in our house. But we're like,
right,
furniture. No, but I like just going in stores and looking at things with him, and just like, it's just us. We're not on nobody else's time. We don't have, like, time at that moment to us means nothing. Like, cause we're, with each other. And in our relationship, I think I put so much effort into little things that we do. Hell, cooking dinner together. If I'm just boiling a thing of pasta, hey babe, come in here. Now, let's talk. Like, how was your day? Like, how you doing?
Yeah, like, and that's
able to make sure that our communication is still strong, because once we can get to that stage of the day where I'm like, I'm about to touch on my man, like, it feels so much better. Like, I am big on telling me how your day was. And this morning, y'all, we
Yeah,
was up at
literally.
4 a.m. and we was just talking because I couldn't go back to sleep. Shit, I had a bad
My
dream. I
stomach
was
is
not going
growling.
back to
So
sleep.
rude.
Mm-hmm. And he was laying there, and I was like, "Babe, are you asleep?" He gonna say no. I was like, "You are wide awake." And then we just started talking, and then it went down this whole rabbit hole. And by the time we looked up, it's like 5:45, and he's like, "Oh shit, I need to start getting ready for work." Like, what the hell? But talking is like another love language of mine. Even I mean, it's talking a love language. I don't know, but
That's
I
a part of
love
quality
this.
time.
Yeah, I love those little intimate moments with him. And oh my god, I can't stand if somebody try to call my phone. I'm having a moment with him. I'm like, what the fuck? You just, you know how like in a
It
movie,
kills the
you, yeah,
moment. It kills the whole entire, like,
it
bro.
sizzles it.
So,
And I just be like, get off your phone, babe. Like, let's talk. Like, I love that.
and
And
I'm
it
big on
goes
that
back to
too.
that.
I'm really big on that too because, like,
Mm-hmm.
if I am with friends or something like that and I'm in the moment, I'm not gonna really touch my phone because I have other things and
No.
people occupying my time. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you had stayed long enough in Florida with us, if you noticed, I was rarely ever on my phone
Yeah.
at all. That's why I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make a YouTube video or a TikTok video because
I
I
did
wasn't
it.
trying to get videos. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't really that wasn't my thing because I was there
Mm-hmm.
for the experience and I got a lot out of it. I need to
Yeah.
go back though so I can experience it for real.
Yeah.
But I got a lot out of that. And so when I'm with a partner or whatever, I want that same thing. I'm giving you my undivided attention. So I would expect for you to give me your undivided attention as well because I'm
I
not
feel like
splitting my
someone's not
time between you and
connected.
something else. Yeah, and it's like and I feel like when you have those kinds of moments with your partner that
Mhm.
strengthens your relationship, it does make it stronger because you're able to talk and communicate
Yeah.
and you don't have any outside distractions. You don't have any
Mhm.
family, any friends, any social media or anything
Yeah.
like that influencing your um relationship, and then you can talk about the things that you want as far as like romance and intimacy and like what you want more
Mhm.
of and what you expect more of because even as your relationship goes on, I think your expectations for it changes as well because you get
Yeah.
older and like there are certain things that you want your partner to do that you look back now and you be like, I don't care for that anymore. That was when I was in my 20s and
Yeah.
and stuff like that was actually important to me.
Mhm.
So romancing in the short of it, romancing your partner, flirting with your partner, even still, is necessary.
Yeah.
Still act like you are pursuing them. Still act like that you're chasing them.
Yeah.
Don't think that because you have made them your partner,
You
be
got
it
to
like your
run them.
girlfriend, boyfriend, or your husband, wife, fiance, whatever, that's the end all be all. And it's like, no, like
Mhm.
I still want to be flirted with. I still want to be made to feel like, I'm being actively pursued and I still want us to date and I still want us to do things as a couple, no matter what stage of the relationship we're in. If we're girlfriend and boyfriend, if we're fiance, or if we're husband and wife, I still want us to be able to do all those things that got us to each of those points in the first place. You gotta
Also,
you gotta you gotta maintain the foundation all
yeah.
the time. Make sure it don't get a little wobbly.
Also, I'm going back to the experiences thing. I love for us to go have luxury experience because I'm a bougie bitch. So one thing
No,
that
she's
we
not.
did, yes, I am. One thing we did, I don't remember. It was our second or third anniversary. I don't think it was like our second anniversary. We had went to the JW Marriott. It's a really nice, fancy hotel downtown Indianapolis. He kept saying like, "Oh, that's gonna be so expensive," and I'm like, "Luxury doesn't mean an expensive tag." So when we looked up the prices of the rooms, he was like, 280. That's cheap as hell for one night. I was like, for that hotel on the floor that we was on the 27th floor. To get past the 25th floor, you had to put your key card in. And the guy who was getting off at the 25th floor, he was like, "What the hell? But did they upgrade y'all?" I was like, "No, we just booked this room, months ahead." And I say that to say, I loved that day. That day is a huge memory for the both of us because we both was like, this is something new. Like, I want to be able to go to all types of different resorts, hotels with him and just experience some like a luxury
And
life
that
with
shit like
him.
that'll do it, because it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even so much that you were in a new place. I think it's just the fact that you were doing that with him, and then you were celebrating a milestone in your
Yeah.
relationship, being together for what, like 2 years at that point.
Yeah, I think it was at that point too.
And it was like, we made it through 2 years, and then you look back, and then also too, you look back and you're thinking about all the things that you had gone through the first
Mm-hmm.
year of your relationship, and
Yep.
how you weren't really able to do too much because you had surgery, and
His
his
seizures.
seizures, like all the things you had already been through prior. So that makes it all the more special too, because it's like we've been together for 2 years and we've already been through a lot with each other, and
Yeah.
we haven't even, you would think that we've been together for much longer with all the stuff. If I sat down and told our story to somebody, they would think that we've been together for 5, 6, 7 years, but it's really only been 2, 3 years for us. And it's just like, that makes it all the more special, because it's like, through all the things we went through, we could have easily, that could have tore us apart, and we could have
Yeah.
not had this moment. So to know that we made it through all that, all our medical stuff, all the family drama, and we're still standing strong,
Yeah.
like that is that's
That
something in and
medical
of
stuff
itself.
was like a big part of our relationship because we weren't 6 months in when Anthony had that first seizure. And he was scared. Like, I didn't know this until months later, but he was scared that I was going to break up with him. And like I told him, I was like, if I'm being honest with you, I ain't, bullshitting. I did, because I'm like, I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't ask to be with a guy that's out here on the floor. I didn't ask for that.
Right,
I
nobody asked
wanted
for
a
that.
man who was going to be my protector, and I feel like a dainty flower. And I was like, God damn. But after his seizure, and like the physical seizure, I put his shoes on him, I put his pants on him. I dressed this man from head to toe before them goddamn paramedics came there. He had his phone in his pocket. I'm on my way to the hospital. And the crazy part about that day, I can remember how like scared I was, how frantic I was. I called his mom, I called his grandma, I called his sister, I called everybody I need to call. By the time he came back to, I was like sitting at this the hospital room, like, this man has my heart in two different ways. I can break up with this motherfucker today and cut my losses, or I can let this ride out. And I'm glad that I did, because after that happened, Anthony and I had a really good year. Then I had my surgery. But even after that, he stayed for me because I stayed for him. And I feel like even when we were able to go to the Marriott that time, that was a huge part, because it was like, we have been together through some crazy shit. Even at the other shit that even happened that I won't say because it was very traumatic. But other shit happened, and it was just like, when I'm able to physically give this man something, not like, a gift or something like that, but like just give him an experience, I'm going to. And I'm glad that we,
Because he's
are still
deserving
together
of it.
because of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I feel like
Because
even then, in that moment, he could have easily flipped the script on you and been like, well, I didn't sign up for, I really didn't sign up to always have to, help this blind girl out all the damn time. I
yeah.
didn't sign up for you potentially having to go and get a shunt, or that was
Yep.
before he even knew that was a possibility. But,
Yep.
When your medical complications arose, he could have easily flipped the script on you. So it's like, when you think about it, imagine how that would have felt if you were the one in that position where you had to go get a shunt 6 months, not even 6 months into the relationship. And he was like, I ain't signed up for you to be nobody's caretaker. Because people do that. People will do that. They'll see you like in a state where you cannot do for them. And it'd be temporary, y'all.
Yeah.
It'd be temporary. You can't do for them temporarily. I
And
ain't
I
signed up to
think
be
it was
nobody's helpmaid.
crazy.
And it's like, goddamn.
I had my surgery, our actual 1 year anniversary. After coming out of the surgery, the ICU nurse was like, "Your mom said it's your anniversary. Happy anniversary!" I was like, "Yeah, it's my 1 year with my man." They see Anthony come in, they're like, "Oh my god, congratulations!" And I'm sitting in this goddamn hospital room, bandages around my head, and I just looked at him. I was just like, "I'm so sorry." He was like, "Baby, it's okay." And y'all, I just thought, like, when he left, I bawled because I was like, I'm gonna marry that man. That's my motherfucking husband. Because even after that, he still was there for me. So like, being romantic with him, it just, when the other person feels the same way you do about how y'all love is, then it just feels so good to be with somebody, and it ain't fake. Like, it's true
And
fucking
it's true and it's
love,
genuine and it ain't nothing that you got
bruh.
to force. You ain't got to try to
Mm-hmm.
explain it to nobody or convince
Yep.
yourself that it is
Yep.
what you think it is in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Could
just
meet
different.
total
It's
strangers, and they'll be like, "How long y'all been together?" And we'll be like, "Oh, this amount of time," because now it's been 3 years, and people be like, "Really? You guys have a really good connection." These are Uber drivers, fucking doctors,
yeah,
like.
people can see right through like
Mm-hmm.
anything that's forced. People can tell whether or not it's real or whether or not it's, something that just shouldn't be. And like
Yep.
when I see people that are like genuinely happy and genuinely have like a, true connection, I always root for them because you know that the world is against them because
Yeah.
who wants to see somebody happy? Who wants to see
Yep.
people doing good or better than them? I always root for those people who find genuine love because it's so hard to find
It's
somebody
hard.
who's like truly, really, actually want to be with you and like all parts of you, not just that one part of you that they like, but like every
Yeah.
part.
Yep.
That ain't
Cause
the
man,
easiest thing
even
in the
when
world to
my
find.
hair looked crazy, I just washed my shit. It's shrunken up. That man will still look at me and be like, "You are the
Still,
most beautiful person I've ever seen in my goddamn life." And it just make me feel like that flower that Horton was holding, y'all. I'm not playing. But I do wish true love for everybody. I want somebody to have somebody because we're humans. We're supposed to connect. That's why we're
yeah, that
here.
life is not something that you're supposed to experience alone. I don't give a damn what nobody say. That's not something you're supposed to experience alone. You don't even, and even saying that, you don't have to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship with anybody. I'm gonna stress
Nope.
romantic because I feel like people don't think that friendships are relationships, but they are.
Yeah, they
Friendships
are.
are any type of bond that you have with the person is a relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
business related bond, a kinship, a
Yep.
friendship, a
Hell, I had two
romantic.
friendships that I thought were really gonna go somewhere. I was gonna have these people in my life for like the long haul. And
Three
Leah
now.
know like that fucked me up this year. I'm still fucked up
She had
about that.
three friendships that she thought was going to go somewhere. This one's
Yeah,
not going
true.
anywhere.
True, true. But all out of all of that, I at least still got some friends out of all that. But
Yeah, not
I
me.
genuinely, Leah, that's because you know what? Literally, I'm grateful for the people that's still in my life. But when I do get it, those friendships that just end abruptly, it's like, damn, I could have did something to help that, stay, together. But sometimes things are just not meant to be. And your friends are really important. Please cherish your friends.
They
Please.
are, especially like the this is going into a whole other topic because we weren't even supposed to be talking about this. But anyways,
Child, right?
especially the ones like I think it's important to have friends because it's just like sometimes your partner don't really be
Enough.
understanding. They don't
Mm-hmm.
really be understanding it in the way that a friend can, and you can talk to your friends freely
Yep.
about certain stuff sometimes, and then because your partner you just be like, we got enough on our plate as it is. Let me go and spread my issues around real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But get back to the topic though. Should you be romanced in your
Yes.
relationship?
Fucking romance me.
Absolutely,
Be cute with me. Empathy.
absolutely, absolutely romanced. Whenever I actually get to see what that feels like, that would be very, very nice. Because I know
You
I
know,
know what I know what I wanted. I know what I want. I know how I would like to be romanced. But you also have to give people a chance to show you how they romance people. Because
yes.
their way of doing it might be a little bit different from what you like. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So like just be open minded when you looking at stuff like when you considering shit like that
So,
because
question. So, since you are in your dating, your dating era, what is like when you're in your dating scene and you're talking to a guy, what's something you would tell him to let him know, like, I want this specifically, and I'm not gonna budge, like romantically.
well the conversation about sex has always come up. Not always, but like well I would say
It's
always.
dating, so it's
It's
it's bound
come
to
up.
happen.
It's come up.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I had a conversation with a guy and I was just telling him like, well, when it comes to sex, I don't like for you to just hop right on into it.
Don't slide into me.
I said, this is not a construction site. Why are you going to
Mhm.
Pound Town? You are not laying a foundation for a house. Like, I need you to chill out. You're not. This is not a demolition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is not.
You the
This
damn
ain't
flower, I'm
no.
telling you.
This ain't no. You're not drilling a nail in a coffin or hammering a nail in a coffin or whatever you however you get the nail in the coffin. You ain't doing that over here. You are. I am. Even when it comes to like oral exams, oral services.
Don't bite
I
me, bitch.
use
Don't bite
I use the analogy. If you know how to eat an ice cream cone,
me.
then you can definitely you know how to
I wouldn't even say
and
ice
it's
cream
and
cone.
it's a
I would
not.
say a peach. If you can eat a peach or a pear.
I say ice cream because ice cream is soft and you don't have to bite it. You're literally using your lips to just kind of like eat the ice cream, not the cone. You bite the cone, but you suck and lick what's inside of the cone.
Right.
Now, granted, when you are doing that particular thing, when you are doing it to a woman, there's a bit of technique, a little bit more technique involved, but the concept is the same.
Yeah.
Like her clitoris obviously is the ice cream, and everything around it is the cone. You're not biting that.
Motherfucking cone.
That's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
delicate. It's delicate. So you still got to be careful, but worry about the contents inside of it and not. Yeah. And then you can get you can get the stuff that comes in the bottom if you eat the top properly.
But wait,
see what I'm saying?
Wait. I seen this TikTok of this dude. You may have seen it too. And he was like, dudes always talking about girls be wet. They don't be wet enough. They don't be wet enough. That's because you are just putting it right in. You can't slide down a slide if it's hot.
Come on,
it ain't
come
gonna
on now.
feel right.
Come on now.
So he was basically just saying you gotta warm it up. You gotta.
Yes,
you gotta,
and that's what I be saying. That's what we talk about when we say romance and flirtation. You have to warm it up. When you start the car, do you just get right when it's cold outside and you got to go and get in your car? Do you start your car and just drive? Or do you start your car and let it idle a little bit and warm up? Yep. You let it idle and warm up because who want to get in the cold ass car, especially if you got leather seats.
Right.
We got the seat warmers on. We're gonna warm this. We're gonna make sure I have some warm for my ass to sit on. You know, like when you're doing that, think about it as a car. When you are, even when it's hot outside, when you're trying to get your car to a certain temperature, you're gonna let it sit and you're gonna let it be idle.
Yeah.
For a little minute before, or when you're trying to get your music to play, you're gonna sit there and wait for your Bluetooth to connect.
Yep.
Before you pull off. Are you not? And you could be late. And you could be late. And you're gonna wait till that Bluetooth connect. Yep. So it's the exact same thing. So when I talk to guys, I don't budge on that because I haven't had an experience with a guy yet where that I could say like I actually enjoyed sex. I haven't had that because most guys don't know how to. Like I will say, like the first guy I ever dated, my first relationship, when I was able to get used to it and it wasn't so painful, it was cool. It was good. It felt good. I can't say that I, arrived at a destination, but it felt nice and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it when he wasn't being a bitch and like acting like a female and withholding it. But anyways, that's
I feel you. That's another episode, child.
Whole story. But that's one things I don't budge on. I don't negotiate because it's just like, listen, if we gonna be in here, we're gonna be dancing in the dark and shit. I at least want to, I want to get some enjoyment out of it too.
Woo me, okay.
I need somebody with some experience that know how to do a little something that can teach me something because I am a student and I don't mind being taught. I'm not mind being taught, but that's a whole other episode for that question. But yeah, that answers your question. I don't budge on that at all. Yeah. And like I also have the conversation too because I was talking about this other guy. Talking to this other guy, he has not texted. I hate that because like,
well, I don't like no inconsistent man.
Anyways, he hasn't texted me. But I think the last text he may have texted me and I didn't text back. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'd be like, okay, do I text him since he texts me back?
And that's another thing, Lyah.
I don't be knowing.
You gotta He not the only one that can give out good morning text messages. How
I
your day?
understand that, but I'm saying when you get busy, when you be getting busy and shit like that, if you know, like I'm in school, so finals is coming up and stuff like that. If I ghost you, it's not accidental all the time. The bitch got busy, and sometimes all the energy I have, all I can do is watch TV because sometimes the conversation be too much.
Sometimes I gotta lay down. Like I just
literally that's it. But like with him, I was talking to people about love languages, and I was saying how everybody has apology languages is what I was talking about. Because believe it or not, just like there are love languages, there are apology languages, and not everybody accepts an apology in the same way. There are a few different kinds. I forgot about them, but I was telling him about it. He was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. I never knew that." I'm like, "Yeah, there are different kinds." Which would explain why when somebody just apologizes and says they're sorry, then it's like, nobody really, some people just be like, okay. And
I need you to tell me what the fuck you're sorry for.
I like for you to say, yeah, I like for you to say, I'm sorry for that. I like accountability in your apology.
Because you can't have no apology without accountability.
I like your I like accountability in the apologies. And I also like for you, I don't want you can tell me what you plan on doing, but I'm really one of the ones where make the plan, write it. If you got to write it out so that you can visualize it, then do that. But I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see it. We can talk about the plans all day long, but I want accountability and I want action.
Yep.
Apology, accountability, and action. AAA. AAA.
Love that.
Anyways, but yeah, that's something that I'd be liking to talk about with guys too, because I feel like they don't, everybody's learning, but
Yeah.
So dating
is. That's all I got.
Dating is good. Dating is dating. Anyways, y'all, that's the episode. Literally. That is the episode for today.
Literally.
That's the episode for today,
y'all. Y'all enjoyed it, child.
In short, romance your partner. Romance your partner. Flirt with your partner still. And I'm not just talking about the men, I'm talking about the women too. Because women, we can flirt with our partners and let them know that we thinking about them still. And it ain't even got to be because you want to have sex. It just could be because you just want to be flirtatious and you want to be cute. And men, same thing. Just because somebody's flirting with you doesn't mean they want you in a sexual way.
A lot of y'all ain't bust them doors down.
A lot of y'all ain't that cute to be wanting in that way anyway. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about. Flirt with your partner, romance your partner, be intimate with your partner in other ways than sex, because there are other forms of intimacy. Still chase them, still let them know that they are desired, and that you're not complacent and you're not comfortable. Because like I said, it's real easy that once you get into a relationship with somebody after a few months or maybe a few years, you just get comfortable with the way things are and you don't want to change nothing, and you get stale and it gets stagnant, and we can't do that. Yep. Be sure y'all subscribe to all of follow us on our social medias, because we post more on there than we do on our TikTok page.
Right.
I damn near want to just deactivate the whole goddamn thing and just say we're gonna promote our stuff on our page, because we have more followers over there on our pages combined. So follow us on our social medias. Mine is honestly Lyah on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. I be on Twitter tweeting sometimes. And then Aisha's is Aisha Nashay.
Yeah, you just type that in, you'll find me. I figured that out.
Everything should be linked in the description.
It is.
It should be in the description. So y'all just follow us over there, and we'll try to make sure that we post when we are going to be live streaming our podcast episodes, so that you don't blowing up, so that you don't miss any episodes. So that you don't miss any episodes. Let us know in the comments of this video if you still flirt with your partner, like how your relationship dynamics work, and if you agree with the episode. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see y'all in the next one. All right.
Bye, y'all.